This title is narrated with virtual voice, computer-generated narration for audiobooks. The Mail-Order Bride Who Had to Learn to Control Her Temper, by Christy Webb. Prologue. Edgar Williams was in his late 20s and had recently purchased a rundown home in the small town of Centennial, Wyoming. For the past 5 years, he had worked as a farmhand and rancher for other outfits, while saving his money for the day he could begin working for himself. Due to the long hours he worked, there was never enough time to court or even think about a future with a wife and family until he had something he felt he could offer a woman. Now that he had purchased his own place, he had heard about a mail-order bride auction in Laramie, Wyoming, and decided now would be the best time to check it out and hopefully find a wife for himself. Chapter 1. Laramie, Wyoming. Late spring, 1890. Opal Church was a very strong-willed young woman at the age of 19. She had run away from her own family at the age of 18, and was determined to one day get married to a rich man and have everything she wanted. Until then, she had accepted the fact that she would have to work at jobs that she felt were way beneath her to survive. She was a pretty young woman of average stature with medium blonde hair that hung down the middle of her back. She was slim due to the hard work she did each day, and had developed quite a reputation due to her fiery temper. Her sapphire blue eyes would flash like lightning when she didn't want to do something, and for the most part she wore a scowl on her face. On the occasion that she did smile, she could be quite pretty. However, those occasions were few and far between. When she first arrived in Laramie, she was hired by 2 separate families to work as a nanny to their children, along with helping out on a number of chores on their farm. After 3 months, the first family took her back to the agency they hired her from, complaining about her terrible temper and attitude. She lasted 8 months at her second family. That is until the day a chicken pecked her hand while trying to gather its eggs. When she complained, the woman of the house told her she was stupid and quit complaining. That did it for Opal, and she picked up an egg and threw it, hitting the woman in the head. It didn't help when she burst out laughing when the yolk ran down the front of the woman's face, while dripping egg yolk on her freshly washed apron. Once again, she was returned to the agency. For the past month she had been working at the local mercantile, which she much preferred over working on a farm. The owner of the mercantile had heard lots of stories about Opal's fiery temper, and kept her stocking shelves or working in the back away from his customers. As she was carrying merchandise out to the floor, she overheard 2 of the town's women talking about a mail-order bride auction that was coming up in a little over a week, and how disgusting it was that any decent woman would participate in one. Opal was naturally curious, and pretended to be working as she walked around the store, until she found where the flyer had been posted. A week from this Saturday at 11 a.m., those interested in bidding or participating, please register 30 minutes prior to the auction. Opal couldn't help smiling, and wondered if this might be her opportunity to find a rich husband who would spoil and pamper her. She would definitely give it more thought, and hurried back to the storeroom to continue working. Centennial, Wyoming. Edgar Williams was a strong man who was a little over 6 feet tall. He had auburn hair like his father and blue eyes. Due to his fair complexion, he always wore his cowboy hat and long shirts and pants when he worked outside to protect him from getting painful sunburns. He was camped down by the little Laramie River which flowed through the Centennial Valley, and he felt fortunate that he was able to purchase a piece of land where the river wound its way through several parts of his property. He had caught 2 small trout for breakfast that morning, and while cooking them over his campfire, he enjoyed listening to the gurgling water as it continued to coil and twist itself down and around the riverbed. His home still needed a lot of work before it was to the point of being livable, and he decided that he would wait until he found a bride to help him fix it up. After all, she would want it decorated and fixed up to suit her tastes, and being a practical man, figured he would save money in the long run if he waited. The last time he was in Laramie, which was approximately 15 miles away from Centennial, he saw a flyer about a mail-order bride auction that would be held this upcoming Saturday, and he planned to be...
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.